welcome. You're welcome. You are welcome. We are live today. Yes. It's an Owambe Saturday. And we have to show up anyways. So good to have you. Hello, Adekoya. You're welcome. So good to have you. It's so good to have you. You're welcome. Thank you for showing up. So I'm out and about. Yay, our guest is here. Sorry, don't mind my background. Oh, don't mind my background. Hello everyone, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm out and about for Owambe. I'm out and about for Owambe, so I won't say because of Owambe will not cancel out on our guest, right? No, I won't do that. So that's why I'm in this background. Okay, so I'm trying to get our guest on. You're welcome. So how's your Saturday been going? What's your day been about? What have you been up to? Just let me know. Let me know. What have you been up to? Hello, Mambuzi. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Please let me know you can hear me. I've been trying to get our guests in. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? You are welcome. You are welcome. It's a good day to be alive and well. You are welcome. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I've been trying to get you to join. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. You can hear me. I've been trying to connect our guest so that we get started. Hi. So how have you been? How's your day been? We're up and about. I'm just so grateful for today. A lot of things have been happening, but I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful all the same. I don't know why I have not been able to have been sending acceptance. Please, Mercy, can you let me know if you can receive my acceptance? Because I've been sending it and you still can't get in. Please just let me know. Oh, God Almighty. I didn't come with my tripod. I'm at the wedding. I just had to stay in the car to get this done. I'm so sorry that. Wow. You haven't seen it. I've been sending it to hey, Chimo. Okay, let me see. Let me invite you again. I'm sending a fresh invite now. Yay! Finally, I was very scared. What's going on? What is going on?
Now I was about logging out and joining back to see if it will work.
Oh, okay. I think it was from my own end. I had to cancel it and do it again, and then
Oh,
it just
okay.
worked. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much for
Well,
making our time to share of yourself. This is not taken for granted. Scholars, home learning, thank you for joining. Thank you everyone that has joined today. Just in case you don't know where you are, this is the Millionaire Teacher Show, where we have educators come and share their journeys and their stories in the education space. Thank you, Mr. Opeyemi. Opeyemi has been liking my post like between yesterday and today. And I'm just like, wow. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate everyone. Today is a good day to be happy and alive and well. Thank you to our guest who is here, who is going to share a story. I look forward to learning a lot. I hope you are with your paper and pen. See me, I'm with my own book. I'm going to learn a lot. All right. So without wasting much of your time, let me introduce our guest. Our guest's name is Mercy Jones. She's also known as Ultracreatives, and she is an EdTech lover. Hmm. So anything EdTech, that's the person to look forward to. Okay, she's an art instructor and an early years practitioner, all in one. Okay, now a nursery ed and an activity-based developer. She's an activity-based developer. That means anything about learning, activities that involves learning, she's there for you. With 12 years of teaching experience and still counting, about for you. Okay, now I love working. She loves working with children to bring out the best, the very best in them. And she, as the saying goes, every child and everyone is unique in their own special way. All we need is the right methodology and procedures to use with them. Everyone is unique in their own special ways. You need the right methodology and the right procedures. So you have a lot to learn from her. Come and learn the methods that she used to bring out the best in the children. And teaching has been a core skill and path which she has chosen, and she has creatively made a great difference by impacting the lives of children and everyone around her with her skills, and also implementing 21st century teaching processes. Hello, educators making difference. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. All right, so our aim is to reach many teachers. So if you're a teacher here and you're looking forward to learning some of the things that she's here, is please reach out to her, get a follow her quickly, and then to share our ideas and train them on how to make learning fun with hands-on activities and the act of improvisation. I saw one of her posts one time that she was really dishing out a lot of improvisations that she did. How she has been collecting scraps and all that, things that you would normally throw away and all that. So we'll learn all that from her today. Teaching is a superpower, and that's why she has chosen this career to change the narrative of what people think about teachers. I like how a lot of teachers today are not just in the teaching career because there's no job. They are there to change the narrative. People shouldn't be seeing teachers in a particular way. No, it's about time people saw teachers in a different light, and I like that she's doing this. So thank you very much, Jen, for coming on today. We look forward to learning from you. So, as a quick start, let us hear from you. You said you came into this space to make impact. All right, so let us hear that story. What was that thing that led you to come here to make impact?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you, the Millionaire Teacher, for having me on board today. I'm really, really grateful and I appreciate. Okay, so my teaching journey hasn't been really easy, but I'm grateful I chose this path. I'm really, really grateful. And first, I want to really, really appreciate my family, because sometimes you get to choose a particular profession and they tell you, no, 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 they want you to do this. Especially when you are the last born. I'm actually the last born of my house. So I have a lot of siblings older than me, way older, trying to pick what I should do. But I'm grateful at some point they just had to let it go and allow me make my decision. So the act of teaching for me wasn't something I chose because the university didn't give me a particular course I wanted to do. I went directly into education myself. I didn't pick any other course. My first and second choice has always been in education. And like, oh, when you ask most people, oh, when did you start teaching? They'll tell you from birth. I started teaching from 11 years. So at that age, I just get to pick people's children together, do assignments for them. And at some point, they started paying me 20 naira, 50 naira, appreciating me for all my effort. And that really helped and encouraged me. And that was how it started. And I'm really grateful that I'm here so far. So thank you.
Yes. You started teaching at 11 years.
Yes.
And they're already paying you like stipends for
Yes.
teaching at that age.
Yes, because
Can you imagine?
yes,
And then you now chose education just to become a professional in the field.
yes,
Wow.
yes.
Well, this reminds me of on Teachers' Day when I put up a post. Somebody now commented, like, for me, it was a different ball game. I didn't choose education directly, or like you. But then there was always this thing. I always love to share knowledge, right? And the person, this taking going back to what the person wrote. The person wrote that right from when we were teenagers and all that, people are taking notes. Do you understand? Like these are the things, and I was just like, wow, like, okay, so this thing has been there. Well, I've been trying to run away from it. And somebody took notes and said, right from your teenage age, you've been teaching and inspiring others and all that. So what you said just made me to remember, and I'm like, wow, can you imagine? So these things are inbuilt.
Yeah.
Like somebody can ask, okay, the teacher is teaching by nature or by nature? Do you nurture the art of teaching, or do you have it naturally? And from what you said, it came to you
Natural.
naturally.
Yes.
Like, yes. Then you now have to go get the training, the certifications, and all that to upgrade and then stand out in what you do.
Yeah.
Wow. So now, can you describe your journey to us? Okay, so you started, you got the certification and all that. Like, what has your journey in the teaching, in the education space been like so far?
Okay, let me start with the first school I worked with in 2010, September. So my late auntie actually pulled me down to the school. May I so rest in peace. It was a friend's school, and she saw the passion in me. And immediately I finished my WAEC, she was like, oh, instead of waiting for admission, why don't you come and work in my friend's school just to groom what you love doing and all. And I was like, okay. And then I got to the school the first day. I didn't do interview day. It was a direct job. And when I got there, it's all this wooden, the school was built with wood. It's a very little school. And I saw the way the children were. Some were coming to school without bags, some with slippers. And in my head, me coming from a home that, okay, I never had that kind of rough life growing up. It was something else. I felt bad at first. My emotions started crowding me, and I was like, why are these children like this? And then I got to meet the head teacher, and we started negotiating. Oh, how much am I going to pay? And she said she's going to pay me 3,200. The joy in my heart, because that was my first time that I would ever get paid paid. And I'm like, 3,002. I was super excited. I was like, no problem. She was looking at me like, there was no negotiation. I said, it's fine. I'll collect the 3,200. And then I started work immediately that day. It wasn't really, that period we used chalk and blackboard. Going home stained. Sometimes you get to work, you are trying to teach some particular children, but because of the background they are coming from, what you're trying to do is not really working. And that was when I started looking out for other means on how to teach. And like I said initially, because I'm the last one of my house, there were some certain things I was entitled to. So I had privilege to use a phone on time. So I started trying to research, trying to read. Okay, how do I help these children? I started disturbing my siblings. At some point, they would tell me they did not send me to do what I want to do. Everybody in the house now takes responsibility of just my own work, because I start reaching out to people. I have these particular children. At some point, some of my friends were like, if you know this is what you want to do, look for a better school. Why are you in that school? The school is stressing you out. But I did not relent. I actually worked with that school going to 5 years. I worked with them for 5 years. So I made sure my beginning did not discourage me. I made sure that the starting did not weigh me down. Instead, that foundation made me a better person, because I started researching on time. And that was when my improvisation skill came up, because at some point, some of them could not afford getting textbooks. And I still want them to learn. I still want them to be impacted. So I get to look for ways at which I'll be able to teach them using stones, using crown covers. Sometimes I go out of my way to look for used textbook from other students. And sometimes the marking stuff is still there. I just erase the pencil aspect and allow that child use it regardless. And I'm grateful. And after that, I would say the first school I worked that really improved my tech skill was when I left the normal traditional school. There was a school on the mainland. I saw them on Instagram. I loved what they do, because personally I had to develop myself. So I had to, I went in, I dropped my CV. The owner looked at me and was like, this small girl. He told me there was no space. And I was like, but I saw it online that they're looking for teachers. It was like, no, that there's no vacancy. I felt bad. I went home, I cried. And I told my parents, see, I went for job hunting. And everybody was just looking at me in their head. They did not send me. So why am I disturbing them? So I did not relent. I kept pushing on that school. I was like, me, I will work here regardless. So I pushed till they invited me for interview. And the first thing they asked me is, what can you offer? And I said a whole lot of things. And was like, a whole lot of things, like what? I said, okay, employ me first, you will know. It was the courage for me, because of the way they treated me the first time, I went there prepared. So they were not like, okay, we are going to pay you 18,000 for a start. In my head, okay, they just want to use it to try me. I said, no problem, I'll collect the salary. The man was not like, okay, we are going to put you on a trial for 2 months, and if you don't perform well, we are going to let you go. I said, no problem. Within that 2 months, my salary was increased, and I got the position to run the preschool, because I really pushed. I really pushed. So like I would always say, self-development is key. In my journey so far, it's good to wait for some people to like, okay, some teachers actually wait for the school they work in to train them. Fine, it's good. But so far, self-development has helped me in my process, because I've chosen this path to be a teacher. So I never waited for anybody. And thank God for those who mentored me. They always encouraged that, okay, read books, go for trainings. Then people were, you go to training a lot. When do you relax? When do you get to do this? But I kept on pushing. Sometimes I see some trainings, I cannot afford it. I tell them, I would send them a message, oh, can I pay 2 times? And I don't know if it's just luck. All the ones I did as a then, they permitted. And sometimes I attend the training, some I attended even without paying. At the end of the day, they tell me, because of your courage and everything, don't worry, just come. And that really helped me, because I did not relent. So so far in my journey, self-development has helped me, and I never allowed the process weigh me down. I never allowed the process weigh me down. When I moved to the island, I worked with one of the top schools on the island. And when I got to the school, I saw they had a special school as well. I felt discouraged at some point. I was like, I'm not done teaching the regular children. I'm then going to move and start teaching special kids. But I thank God for the person I was working with in the classroom. And so far, another thing is being intentional and being good, because I'm humble. The act of being humble actually also helped me, because when I moved to the island, I brought myself so low to learn. Sometimes my colleagues will see me in the class, they are going home and they're like, what are you still doing in school? I'll be like, I want to prepare ahead for the next day. But you're the only one there now. Your boss, yes. I was so humble, and I was ready to learn regardless. So the act of being humble, self-development, the act of research has always helped me, and I never allowed my process made me feel bad. I've always seen every failure, I've always seen every ups and down as a means to do better. Sometimes I come back home, I cry. There are sometimes I teach a particular topic sometimes and my learners are not getting it. I've tried different resources. I will just come home, cry, and the next thing I pray about it. And I'm grateful because prayer has also helped me, research has helped me, and I've never allowed anything to pull me down. And in the journey process, definitely you will meet people, you will meet colleagues that would want to like bully you one way or the other. It's part of life. We shouldn't allow that pull us down or stop our dream or our mission of what we want to achieve. Like I would always say, I have friends who never went into, like, they never studied education, but at some point, because of how I've always pushed this teaching thing, I've seen somebody moved from her regular kind of work and she had to go into teaching, and she's loving it. Because sometimes you ask me, the way you do this thing, you make it feel so easy and so smooth. Yes, because it is what I love and I'm not giving up. Not anytime soon. So that is how it has been so far for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The passion in it, like you're not allowing anything, not relenting or anything. Yeah. When you said the first pay ever, like officially, 3-2. Hey,
Yeah.
since what year was this? 3-2. Can you imagine? Like,
2010.
hey, that fine though. Hey, how would I go to a place and men like some people really started this journey. It's not like I started on a very high level, but I mean, yeah, I don't think I had the mind to start with that 3-2 that you started with. It is well. Hey, all right. So, like in your journey so far, can you share with us your memorable teaching moments? Your memories? Hello, did you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Did you hear what I said? I said in your journey so far, can you share with us your memorable moments or your teaching moments?
I have quite a lot, but I would start with the first place I worked. It's a thing of joy that my learners, the first set of children I taught, there was a particular time I was not home, and I think one of them spotted me, probably in a particular area. I don't know how those children, they went to gather themselves, and they kept asking, they're looking for Auntie Mercy, they're looking for Auntie Mercy. And my mom called me like, there are some children who they've been acting around for me, but she's scared because they were all grown, they were all in their teens age. And I was like, okay, when you see them again or anybody tells you they are looking for Auntie Mercy, ask them their names. And luckily, somebody directed them to my mom's house, and she had to like interrogate, oh, from where? And they were like, they just want to appreciate me. They were in school already. And it gave me joy for the fact that I have learners that I taught when they were in primary school, and they could still remember me because of how well I've impacted their life. And another memorable moment for me was when I worked in one of the top schools, like I said, on the island that had a special needs school. I found it difficult to work with special needs children, but I thank God for the people around me. They groomed me well. So we had a particular child that was unsettled in the class. I was finding it difficult to adjust with this child. But at some point, the child started blending with me in classroom, in writing, in communication. When the child sees me, the child is well seated and we get to talk. And I saw learning taking place. And even when it was time for like Teachers Appreciation Day, the parents came and they were like, oh, who's Miss Mercy? And I was not in school that day, but when I came back and they were like, so the person's dad came and asked of you, it's made me happy, because it means the parents actually saw changes. And for the child to go home and like mention my name for a special child, the special kids, they only get attached to somebody that they know that, yes, this person likes me, and they are seeing the impact of that person. So there are a whole lot. So, but those two are the ones I'm going to share for now. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. Like, working with special needs, I don't know if you that work with special needs, you could have extra grace, extra grace, because it's not easy working with the normal regular children, and then special needs need extra care. Some children are not even special, and you just need to put in extra care
Extra care,
for
yeah.
them. Not to talk of special needs, it is well. So now, when I was reading your profile, we talked about some of your unique teaching methodologies and approaches and all that. So I'd like you to just put us through on them, like just give us a hint on some of those methods.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the activity-based learning, because that's what I push out here. So the activity-based learning is one aspect of teaching that has helped me, because I, as a person, at some point when I was in secondary school, I started leaving the classroom because of how some certain teachers were teaching and the approach they were using on learners. They come to school, they yell at you, they flog you, and also I was losing interest. So when I came into the teaching profession fully, I had to sit back and first of all analyze those things that made me not want to go to school, and those things that made me always find interest in school. And I found out that, okay, some teachers that then still tried their best to use activities to get my attention. And in my head, okay, why not also use this to get children? So I started using the activity-based method. Sometimes when I tell people, oh, using activity-based method, they will tell me, it's not, must they always go out to do a engaging activity? And in my head, no, the activity base might not be going outside to play.
Outdoor.
Yes, going outdoor to work with materials. It might even be
Yeah,
in their notebook.
yeah,
There are some activities in terms of writing you will give a learner. For example, I want to teach now. Instead of me just telling the child, oh, write 5 names of animal, 5 names of things, 5 names of place, I can as well tell the child, look around the classroom, write the names of your friends. Who can you see first? When you raise your head up, who is the second person you see? Write that down. The child will see that as fun. That's also an activity.
yeah.
Writing the name of places. Oh, where are the favorite places you've been to? Can you write them down for me? Instead of just being static about my teaching. So activity-based learning is not all about, oh, we want to play, because some teachers have actually approached me and like, oh, this activity, my school does not permit us going outside to play. And I now had to train them on different means they can have activity-based learning with their learners. Sometimes I just tell them, okay, send me your scheme of work and we get to develop activities. And somebody told me like, wow, oh, I thought it was just play. I said, no, sometimes
Yeah.
they are woke, but there's a way and manner of approach you use to teach that particular lesson. So activity-based learning is one thing I've always been doing that has helped my learners, because like, for example, I want to teach soil. or I'm teaching gardening. Before the children come into the classroom, I've set up my class with different soil in a transparent container. Now they come in and they're like, oh wow, Miss Mercy, what is this? How can I touch it? Can I do that? I've gotten their attention already. When it's time to have that lesson, they will sit. That is part of activity-based learning. So I'm not just coming in as a static teacher to tell my children, today we are going to be writing numbers 1 to 20. Anybody that does not write 1 to 20, I will deal with you. You will go to the naughty corner. You will stand and raise your hand. No, I can as well come into the classroom. Oh, we are going to be writing numbers tomorrow. Can you come in with your favorite toys? Can you come in with probably stones? Tell mommy to get a particular Legos and all. Everybody comes in with their material that day. And I'm telling them, okay, count how many toys you have in front of you. They've counted. Can you write them down? We have started writing our numbers. Anywhere you stop, then I encourage you to continue the particular number we are writing that day. And I've achieved my learning that day. I did take them outside. We did not jump. We did not spin. We did not roll on the floor. So there are different ways we can approach teaching using activity-based learning. We just need a guide. We just need the right channel and approach to do it. So secondly is using the tech too. I'm a preschool teacher, so people would say, oh, preschoolers don't need tech. How would they do it? There are websites that I used to give my learners assignments. Sometimes I get tired. I'm not really good with writing. I don't like long notes. So that is why whenever I teach, I try to approach my learners with different styles, because definitely there might be some of them that don't like writing long notes. So if I'm to give assignments 3 times a week, I might do 2 assignments written, 1 online, and a project. So that online assignment keeps them engaged. They are also going to be writing on their iPad. They are going to be moving objects, but learning is taking place in another way. And at the end of the day, when they click on submit, I get to see their work in my email. So these are different ways I have also used, and also using different apps to create my own personal worksheet. Because sometimes you go online, you search for worksheets. We have different learners in the classroom. I might not see a particular one for a particular child. So I had to go out of my way to do tech trainings on how to create worksheets. So weekends like this, my weekends are always for myself, because I use it to develop worksheets ahead of time for next week. So I know this particular child, when I want to teach fraction, she might not get it this way. Let me create a particular worksheet for this child on the same topic. I'm teaching fraction, but I'm using different worksheets, probably 3 different worksheets according to the 3 different levels of learners in my classroom. And it has really, really, really helped me a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. So that differentiating the lessons for each learner is very, very important, so that you get to meet the needs of the learners per time, because everyone is not learning at the same pace and all that. And then you said you are a preschool teacher, and then you use tech. Like some schools don't allow tech for early years and all that. And like we see, like where I was before, for Google Classroom, they'll tell you like it's from year 1 and all that. Like early years are not entitled to Google Classroom. They'll try and start giving excuses for the parents, that parents will not want this. When we were online, they said, some parents are having difficulties getting the children to sit on it. So how did you manage all of that with your preschool teaching? Just put us through.
Okay, so one thing first is to first of all have a meeting with the parents. Like the school I started using tech was on the mainland, so I had to approach the order, and I was like, okay, this is my idea, this is what I want to be doing at least once in 2 weeks or once a week. And I was like, okay, how do we go about it? And I gave a suggestion that we have a meeting with the preschool parents. So we scheduled a meeting online with them. I explained all about my assignments, the link I will be sharing, and some of them were like, I'll be too busy. And I said something, I was like, oh yes, mom, I understand, but remember, these children also have this iPad, and they all just use it to watch rhymes and cartoons. It's as well as the same as just involving them. It's not a written assignment. Sometimes it might just the assignment might just show 2 apples, and a voiceover will come up saying, click on 2 apples. What they is it's just like a game as well. So they just need to click on the apple just to indicate some things. If it's on sound, if it's on moving object to CVC words, they are just like games activity. And parents are like, oh, okay, because it's something the child needs to write. And I said, no. So enlightening the parents on how this works really, really helps me, because after that they were encouraged. So you don't even need to sit with them sometimes, but the ones that need full assistance, I let them know ahead of time. So that was how I went about with that. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Okay. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. So that's like, I don't know if anyone has any question for our guest. Like, I'm learning a lot. See, I've been writing a lot. Okay. So now, in all your years, can you share with us some of your challenges? What are some of the challenges you face? Because this is our education school. Hey, when the school is not on the same page with you, when parents are not on the same page with you, or you are trying to get the child to achieve a particular thing, there are challenges here and there. So can you share with us some of the challenges you faced in your journey and how you've been able to overcome them?
Okay. So first of all is the lack of resources in some schools that I've worked. So that has always weighed me down at some point, because I want to teach a particular thing, I'm writing requisition, and the school is telling you, oh, teachers have to get the resources themselves. And in my head, I'm like, okay, inside that my small salary, I should not get resources to teach. So it has always been a challenge, because at some point, I had to like reach out to other people, start telling them, oh, if you have this, if you have that, I need you to teach. And when the school started providing, sometimes they might not even give you all the resources you need. And that was when I had to now think of the act of improvisation, because I needed a way to just tackle that challenge, because it was affecting my work and productivity. So another challenge is, how will I put it? I'm trying to look for a way to put it. Working where you have, like, I'm looking for the right word. When you have people that actually do not encourage what you do, because sometimes you work with some certain people and they're like, what are you feeling like? What are you doing? You try to bring up ideas and you see some people like, oh, no, we don't want that idea that she's bringing, and you are just there. And I'm this kind of person, once you shush me up, I can be very shy. I just go back into my shell. So at some point, I just had to be the stubborn last born that I am. I had to like, no, these ideas are good ideas. Why are they shutting me up? I need to talk. And I started coming out of my shell. And somebody saw me one time and I was playing with some other teachers and we're like, so she can play like this. She can talk like this. And in my head, yes, I can play. You people wanted to shut me up. So I had to come out of that shell. So it's always challenging when you walk around some certain people and they don't just want your idea to shine. So sometimes you just have to rugged it. You have to rugged it out. That has been one challenge for me, and I never allowed it discourage me. Instead, I looked for a way to come out of it by trying to do better. So I think, what other challenge? Yes, in terms of salary. Like you said, when I first of all started teaching, collecting 3,000.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, are you there?
I can hear you. Okay. So my last challenge my last challenge would be on salary, where you get paid less and you just have to go out of your way taking extra classes. Can you hear me? Taking extra classes, and at the end of the month,
yes, I can hear you.
You use that money to subsidize your salary, and you're like, what am I working for? But so far, it has been good. because that was part of the journey process, and we've been able to overcome that aspect as well. So that
this challenge of money is never enough. Like teachers that are balling, teachers that are balling are not balling on the salary that they get from school. I can tell you.
We have
I can tell you.
sleepless nights.
Like teachers that are balling, they are not balling from salaries from school, and it's not that there are schools that pay a lot.
Yes,
but sometimes the money that the school is paying, some people it's now like you are being enslaved with that money. You are getting so this issue of it's not this issue of pay for teachers, is something that we'll continue to be talking about over and over and over, because some teachers are actually balling, and
yes,
when they are balling, trust me, it's not for what the school that they are working with is paying them. It's not from that.
yes.
And the ones that are earning well from the schools that are paying them, hey, the school will use you, Hey, this school will use you. So let's go. So recently when I resigned, and like you don't understand that, why will you resign this one now? Yeah, this. I'm not moved by positions, so it's not about position and all that. Hey, my mental health, my physical health, my everything is more important than whatever money. I love my job and all that, and I can actually do. You see, a lot of teachers have passion for. Okay, so before I even came into the classroom, because I've had the passion for education, but I've not been in the classroom for so long a time. But before I came into the classroom, like the things I was doing with children, I was doing out of my own pocket, out of the love for it. Do you understand? So it's not just it's this passion for it is beyond the money that you are being paid. But that money needs to come to measure up, like as a form of reward. Do you understand? Because he that soweth will reap.
Definitely.
Why are you sowing and then you're not reaping? Do you understand that kind of thing? Wait, the other time you mentioned something, and you mentioned prayers. Hey, that cannot, you cannot overemphasize it. Hey, I don't know if there are teachers here that just go into the classroom with open eye and don't pray. Hey, you can't do that now. You pray for yourself, pray for your learners. Like there are times that one of my colleagues was saying, "Oh, Miss Mary, I beg that your anointing oil, please bring it tomorrow." It's as bad as that. It's as bad as that. I go to school with anointing oil in my bag, because there are times that you need to bind and catch just so that things will move. Just so that things will move. There was a particular class in a particular school that every time any teacher that goes to that class will have issues upon issues upon issues. I said my own case will be different. So I'll be in this class and these things will not find and cast, right? Anoint the corners of the classroom. Pray over that class. Every time, anoint the seats, the lockers, everywhere. And pray for the people that are walking around with you. Because sometimes the problem is not even coming from you. It's coming from the people around. The support around you. And it was just like, these people want to put me in trouble. Please, I don't take anything lightly. Hey, says well, this is our education thing. So when you talk about the money part, that money part is a general challenge. A lot of teachers that are balling are not balling for the salary that they are collecting. That does not mean that some teachers are not well paid. Some teachers are well paid, but then they are enslaved. Do you understand? So it now seems like you are being enslaved, or there's that mindset of, if you must collect this much, you must give your soul to collect this much of pay.
Yes.
Do you understand? So like that is a narrative that needs to change.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Like,
Thank
do you have
you.
last words to give us? Just final words as you're about to go. Like, it's been fun talking with you. A lot of things. Said self-development is key. It's very, very important. We need to constantly develop
Ourselves.
ourselves.
Yes.
Yes, constantly. I'm always in one training or the other. One learning thing or the other. So
Yeah.
as much as you are constantly developing yourself, you also said something that is very important. When we know, we need to start teaching others the things that we know. I think that is where some people get stuck. So, okay, you are just constantly improving yourself. Are you sharing this knowledge with the next
Idea with
teachers and all
others.
that? Do you
Yes.
understand? Start
Yeah.
taking that thing that you've learned that works for you. Start giving
Yeah.
it out to others, and then
Yeah.
even start giving it at a rate. Start no matter how little. Give it at a rate and let people start paying you for that knowledge.
Yeah.
Enough of giving out of ourselves freely. Every time you just, okay, I know this thing. Let me just, because I
Yeah.
love to share knowledge, I'll just be giving freely, and all that.
Yeah.
No, you actually paid to learn those things.
That's
So it's
yeah.
about time you also start charging people to come learn from you as
Yeah.
well. And then you talked about being intentional. Intentionality is very, very important. Intentionality is very, very important. And be humble. There are places where, hey, they will test your patience. You cannot come and do puff puff and say, I know this one, I know that one, I know that one. If you are not
Yeah.
allowed to show off the things that you just
You
have to
know.
keep it low and
Yeah.
pipe low and all that. A
Yeah.
time will come for you to
For
shine.
you.
So don't
Yes.
struggle to shine when it's not your time. It's very, very
Yeah.
important. And be ready to learn regardless. Because I know this one, I know that one, I know that one. Then you now don't want to learn from others.
Others.
No, no, no. That's not it. You should be ready to learn from others. No one is an island.
Yeah.
We all learn from ourselves. And then always constantly research on best methods, best practices to help you with the things that you are doing. And have passion for what you are doing. It is the passion that keeps you at it. These are the things that I was learning from what you were saying. I'm just doing my own summary. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Then you
fine.
talked about the activity-based learning and how the
Yeah.
activity does not necessarily have to be outdoor. It can be indoors and it can
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
just with things around the children and all that. And then tech tools. You talked about tech tools and how you introduce it in the early years. And then you talked about some of the challenges. You talked about lack of resources, and it was as a result of that challenge. That was how you were pushed into improvisation, and how you've now used it to step up your game,
Yeah.
and you are really, really doing so. You can imagine. So these are my whole summary from everything you've been saying. So I'd just like you to all give us your last words, your final words, so that we can let you go for today.
Thank you so much once again for the opportunity to share my teacher journey story. So, my last word for today that I would like to share with us, like I said, first, as teachers, we need to be intentional. I would encourage that we are always intentional with what we do. Since we've chosen this path, I've seen people would say, oh, I just want to teach because I don't have other job opportunities, and they ended up enjoying it. So be intentional, embrace change, collaborate with other teachers, reach out to people. I reach out to people a lot, both in Nigeria and outside. I would disturb you till one day you respond to my DM, no matter how you, because everybody's quite busy and they might not have time to check. So collaborate, reach out for help. One day the person would open that chat and respond to you. So be intentional, be prayerful, be you a Muslim, be you a Christian. Be prayerful, because we work with children. They come in with different abilities, they come in with different things. We just need to be at the top of our game to be able to work with them. It's not easy. The job of a teacher is like we being a pastor, dealing with different issues and trying to look for solution to it. It's like the job of a mother. The children are looking up to you. The children are looking up to you as their father. They need to what, have that freeness with you. And that is why there was a post I did sometime that I said, allow children express themselves. No matter how we want to form, I want people to know me as this teacher that is very strict. Give room for communication. There is a whole lot these children would like to share. Let's give room for communication. Let's be intentional. Let's be optimistic and be open to learning. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. It was a pleasure having you talk with us.
Thank
And we've
you.
learned a lot from you. My book is fully open. Hey, we've
Thank
learned
you.
a lot from you.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that has joined. People have joined at different times. Thank you, everyone that has joined. This is the Millionaire Teacher Show, where we have educators come and share their journey and their stories in the education space with us. We look forward to having more guests come on with us as we go along. Thank you very much. Our guest for today is Mr. John, also known as Ultracreatives. Please do follow her and continue in the learning journey with her as she continues to engage you on our platform. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. It was a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
All right,
And
so
thanks
take
to everyone for
care.
joining.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All
Bye.
right. Bye.